What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dad's Expensive Hobby.
What's up?
Today we are taking a look at the Stormarena Street Fighter Alpha 3 Ken, or as my box says, 03, but that's because mine was from a different distribution area. But anyways, I know a lot of people are still waiting to get their hands on theirs. If you like pre-ordered through somebody like, Big Bad Toy Store, for example, they haven't gotten any of theirs yet. Who knows when they will, but I was lucky enough to get my hands on one, so we're going to look at it. I'm really excited. Let's check out this Stormarena box really quick, because it is a lot smaller actually than like a normal conventional Storm collectibles, but it still looks pretty good. Nice window on the front. I think the picture right here is blocking a little bit about what's going on, but I think we can see enough of it. The side is just another picture, just like from the front. And on the back there are actually some figure images. I really like that. There's a little bit of unused space down here, but other than that, I think the package, is still pretty good. But let's get him out of this package so we can take a closer look at him. All right. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at this spread of stuff. This guy looks really awesome. But before I dig into him, let's see how tall he is real quick. To the top of his head, he is right at 6 inches, which would make the figure 15 centimeters. I think he's probably around the same size as the Jada Ken, but we will compare them here in a minute. But let's just bask in this aesthetic. Look at that musculature. Look at the organicness of the sculpt. It looks so good, but Storm really nails, sculpts pretty well anyway. I like his skin tone. It definitely beats out the Jada in skin tone, but we'll stand them side by side here in a minute. Let's look at his face. That face looks pretty darn good. His hair looks really good. I like the sculpt, because it's from that Alpha 3 game, so it's nice and long. I wish it had a wash in it. It doesn't have a wash in it. Jada at least had a wash in the Ken's hair, but that's being nitpicky. But anyways, nice and flexible. Looks really good. Look at this gi. It's a nice soft material, very reminiscent of the Jada Ken figure. I like it. Plenty of shading all through it. Nice texture. Looks really, really nice. Plenty of shading and kind of texture and wrinkles sculpted into it. There's even like wrinkles sculpted in around the waist part, like where the belt is. That looks really nice. Now we get down in here into the pants, and there's a nice texture sculpted into it with some shading. The knees, I don't know if the camera is showing it, but the knees are slightly different colored than the rest of the leg, the pants leg. That's not something that bothers me, but I know that there are people that will bother. But I still think it looks really, really good. They've even got shading on his butt crack, and like appropriately to it. Doesn't look like he shit himself. So I like that pretty well. Of course, his little gloves or whatever, fist pads, look good. So, and plenty of shading in the skin, but it's subtle and looks really, really good. I like it. But speaking of skin, let's get this gi top off really quick, and then we'll look some more at the aesthetic of this figure. So all you would do, the belt, obviously, it's very, very similar to the Jada Ken if you have that. But the loops pop off. Then you just pop off one side here. Then you have to, that's the only thing I don't really like about this, you have to pop off both sides to get the top off. But you just pull the belt off like that, then pull it through the little peg, take it down his arm like this, and his hand will come off. But that's okay. These hands do not come off like super easy, but they come off pretty without much difficulty, if I'm saying that right. Just and kind of get it off of him like that, and there you go. Now look at this build. Look how like the V taper in the body. I really, really like it. That soft, very Storm-esque upper torso there. I really, really like that. Nice small waist. He's got this ab crunch thing, but we'll talk about that more here in a minute. The hips do go out a little bit. That's very indicative of Storm as well, but that's hidden by the gi unless you have him shirtless. But the second you pose him, that goes away. Look at the back right there. That looks really, really nice. The aesthetic on this thing is just is just awesome for $27 to $30, depending on where you get this, you know, and that's without, you know, shipping and taxes and stuff. That you just can't beat this aesthetic right here. But anyways, let's look at his accessories, because he's got a shitload of those as well. Of course, he comes with this head sculpt on him in the package. It's just like a normal neutral face or whatever, and it looks really, really good. And he's also got this kind of smirking face here. I mean, I like it, don't get me wrong, but I kind of wish we would have gotten one like maybe making a mean face or something, or like teeth gritting something, or like a yelling, something like that. But they still look really, really good. I'm not trying to be nitpicky, but these stormarinas apparently are going to be such a high caliber figure. You've got to really kind of point out things, and we can be a little more nitpicky with them. He comes with 6 hands, 2 fist hands on him in the package that look really good. He's got like a hand that's doing this. I don't know if it's like supposed to be like he finger waving to come on, but I like it really well. And he's got a peace sign kind of hand right there. I think he does that maybe at the end of his fights or something, but that looks really, really good. And of course the 2 Hadoken hands, and they look really, really good. And I want to point out that all the hands are a soft, rubbery kind of plastic, and I really like that. That's something I didn't know I needed, but I like that a lot. He's also got this really cool like fire fist flame kind of effect thing here, and I like it really well. They can go on either fist. You just kind of stick it on there like that, and it looks pretty darn good. I like that thing really well. Also, I want to point out, I know most people wouldn't use this, but they come with like this background kind of insert, and I just wanted to point that out, that it does have it. And it doesn't look too bad. Like I said, I don't foresee very many people utilizing that, but it does come with it. And he comes with a frickin' stand that's really kind of cool. I'm not sure, you know, it's just a clear acrylic stand with a base that you can use without this stand part, or this kind of ratcheted type of deal right here. But it looks cool enough. It's probably not my favorite kind of stand. I just personally lean more towards the Tamashii Nations type of stand, but this definitely works. I think this looks pretty cool, and it has this with it. If somebody down in the comments can tell me what the hell, you know, I haven't really read the directions yet. I literally just took him straight out of the box, what to do with this, so I'm just going to set it off to the side for now. But you know, somebody, if you know what I'm actually supposed to do with that, let me know down in the comments.
Help me!
But anyways, for $27 to $30 as kind of a base retail price for these, that is absolutely unfreaking beatable. That is just crazy. A+++, as far as that is concerned. Let's stand him next to some other figures really quick. I want to stand him against a handful of different lines just so everybody can see how he kind of measures up. Here he is next to the Jada Ken. He is slightly taller than Ken, and when they're side by side, you can see, you know, how kind of yellowish orangey you know, the Jada Ken looks. He's kind of been hanging out with Donald Trump or something. But the Jada product is still awesome. This is not going to be a shit on Jada, because Jada's fantastic. I am not jumping ship with them. I will probably buy just about every Street Fighter. I will buy every Street Fighter figure they have. This is but it's still friggin' awesome. Here he is next to the SH Figuarts UI sign Goku, and he's taller than Goku, but they look pretty good. Here he is next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops right here from the Nemesis Build-A-Figure wave, and Cyclops is taller, and he should be, I think. And here he is next to a regular Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat Reptile. I can't talk, but they look really, really good, and you can tell just the way their sculpts and stuff are, you can tell they're made by the same people. And here he is next to a McFarlane Battle Damaged James Gunn Superman. And last one, I like to use Ezio here. This is the NECA Assassin's Creed Ezio figure. And of course, you know, them being a 7-inch line, of course he's bigger, but they look really, really nice next to each other. Now, the part everybody's been waiting for. Hold on, I'm going to move a couple of things really quick. Let's go through his articulation, because it is splendid. Start with his head. Head will look up, or look down, excuse me, and up. Nice flexible hair so it doesn't impede that. You can nuance it all around, and in conjunction with this neck that is on its own ball peg that moves super, super good, and the head itself is on a double ball peg.
Oh, hallelujah.
It's kind of short, but a big ball, and we are getting tons and tons of range out of that, and I freaking love it. You can just do anything you want with that. Very, very, very well done, Stormarena. Shoulders come out to 90, maybe just a little bit above it, so that is really, really good, and the aesthetic to it is gorgeous. Full 360 with no problem. This butterfly joint in conjunction with this flexible plastic torso, take it across him with zero problem. You do get a little bit of gap right here.
Fuck.
But that the gi top would hide some of that, but I still don't have a problem with it, because when you have a very functional joint, sometimes you will get some gap. That looks really, really nice. It's got a bicep swivel, works just fine. A little bit tight, but he's a brand new figure. Double jointed elbow, great range, looks pretty darn good. And the wrist is on a very mobile ball hinge, so you get plenty of swivel and lean and all that good stuff, and I love it. Now, he has a diaphragm brake, as you can tell by looking at him, and I'm going to pinch off the ab crunch just so you can see what it does with just the diaphragm brake. There's neutral. So the diaphragm brake by itself will crunch him forward halfway decent for just that joint. It'll take him back that far just on that joint, and yet we have yet to get any gapping, so I love that. Plenty of tilt side to side, no problem. You get plenty of twist because there's a double ball peg up in there. Now down here, he has this little ab crunch that does not bother me. Some people, they've been complaining, especially about that, images from that Sagat figure. This doesn't bother me. I think that looks okay because it's hidden in the kind of where abs would be, so that doesn't bother me. And there's a ball peg down in here versus just that sliced off waist twist. So with just the ab crunch by itself, you get that, and then when you use the diaphragm, and it very, very minimal, kind of deformation look. So it's possible to have an ab crunch without deforming the look of the figure. There was front, there was forward, here is back. A little bit of shelf right there. I'm not going to lie and say that's not there. There is a little bit of shelf there, but if he had the gi on, you wouldn't see it. And plenty of twist, and you get lean because it's a ball peg. So that is fantastic. Legs out to the side in a split with no effort, and it's just ball peg up in there. You can do it. I don't know why Hasbro seems to have such a big problem with that. Now, these are drop downs.
That sucks.
Which is not my favorite thing, but they do work, and he front kicks really, really well. It's got a little bit of Street Fighter booty, but it's a soft diaper, so you can kick back and get frontward splits like that too with no problem. Let me get him all contorted back the way he was supposed to be. Thigh swivel, that thigh swivels. Pinless double jointed knee, tons of range, great proportions, and that knee doesn't look too horrible because that's sculpted actually on that joint and textured just like the gi pants, so I like that. Thigh swivel is hidden in the cuff of the bottom of the pants. Ankle is a kind of like a ball hinge, and it'll go all the way down, and it'll come most of all the way up with some ankle rocker. And he's got a toe hinge that actually looks pretty good, and it's got decent tightness, so I like it pretty well on top of that. So that's not too crappy. And not to mention that Storm figures in general have historically kind of had some issues with their ankles not being real mobile. These ankles are pretty mobile. I like it a lot. There really is not an aspect of this figure that you could ask for more of. I don't really know why he didn't come with a Hadoken, or Hadoken, however you say it, with the accessories, but the flame flip fist is good enough, and this is a very good spread of accessories, don't get me wrong. Plus, if you own the Jada, but if you bought this, you probably own the Jada, you can share them. It would look just fine. Only other complaint was maybe we should have gotten like a little bit meaner looking of a face. We got a calm face and then a grinning face. For a fighter, you'd want to see some teeth at some point. But those are very, very, very minor. My final thoughts on the Stormarena Street Fighter Alpha 3 Ken. Knocked it out of the park. Absolutely fantastic figure. I'm giving this an A to S tier. You decide. For me, I'm just going to call it an A plus. A plus to S tier figure. Super fantastic. Highly recommend it. I will probably buy another one. I might buy 2 or 3 of these. But anyways, that's all I've got for this. Highly recommend him. If you have not subscribed, pause the video, scroll down, subscribe, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. And with all that said, this has been Dad with Dad's Expensive Hobby, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.